What's going on, Washington fans? What a Saturday it has been already, y'all. Appreciate y'all for jumping through. We just traded for Deebo Samuel. Man, it feels good to get this shit because I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Deebo, and like he's extremely hyped to be here. And like I don't mean to be that guy to pound my chest and talk my shit, but y'all have no idea how much hate I got. You'll have no idea the nasty ass DMs I got. How much like shitty stuff I got sent to me. People just like talking about me all the time. Like, yo, I promise y'all, I don't just talk just to talk. If I'm gonna say something, I'm gonna say something. I'm not just like pulling out random stuff. Like Deebo, he's hyped. He's hyped to be here. I can tell y'all he's hyped. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited for this, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. What exactly was given up? John Allen was talked about for a little bit to be in there. And I talked about that on Tuesday too. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna be on my phone. I'm trying to figure this shit out to see what everything is. It's a 5th round pick. I know we're taking up all of his contract. It's 17.55. From what I heard, there's no guaranteed money. Deebo said he don't give a fuck. He said, I'm ready to ball out. Like he don't care. He's just ready. So Washington was the place all along. Like he was intrigued by the Texans because of like the no taxes down here in Texas. But it's been Washington all along. The Broncos checked in early. The Steelers checked in early. They kind of faded themselves out. But I've been telling y'all since Super Bowl night when I got that text. And I know I pissed y'all off when I dropped the little eye emojis or whatever. People saying like, oh, Josh, you can't do that. I know, y'all. Like, I didn't. I'm sorry, okay? But when I get like texted, hey, Deebo just got a call from Washington, I got kind of hyped. Like, I love Deebo. Deebo's from my area, like in South Carolina. We're like 30 minutes apart from each other. So I'm going to get Deebo on here. I promise you that Deebo will be on the show. I'm hyped. I'm excited, man. This is so exciting for the offseason, y'all. Let's get to the chats, man. Let's get to the chats. What's going on? Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Hit that like button as well. What's going on, my guy? Hey, the Deebo picks are coming. The Deebo picks are coming. I know he was in Miami. He was on route to Miami, but I think he is changing his flight plans now. But I like that's for a 5th round pick. That's been kind of like what it felt like all along. It's either going to be a pick swap or it's going to be like a 5th or 6th round pick. I think the Texans were like, they were, testing it out to see what the price was going to be like, but they really weren't, ready to give up and make that trade. But it's been Washington since day one. And like, that's why I was so confident in everything. He said, I'm coming to Washington. I'm telling you, he said he's coming to Washington like February. It was like the 17th or 18th. Like, this has been cooking for a while. But I like that we're taking his contract. It's only 17.5 mil. It's no guaranteed is what my understanding is. And like I said, he said he didn't give a fuck. Like last night, agent, everything, like Ace, like okayed everything. Everything was good to go. It just came down to trade compensation and what that looks like. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying. My phone is blowing up with this shit, and I'm just trying to make sure I don't want to put out any false info. What's going on, Caden? I appreciate it, man. JJ said, props, Josh, for calling 2 weeks ago. AP cooking already. And, Cliff is already scheming plays. That, to me, like, that's – Deebo said that was the top 2 things that obviously he's been intrigued by is Jaden Daniels and then Cliff Kingsbury. He also said some other stuff. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm excited for the next week and a half, 2 weeks, though. I'm extremely excited. I think Washington – will be aggressive with some other things. This doesn't stop you from like adding to the wide receiver room either. This doesn't stop you. What's going on, Fimp? What's going on, my guy, Range? Adam Peters moved Dotson for a third, then proceeded to get Deebo for a fifth. That's some shit only could happen in Madden. I'm telling you, Adam Peters is that guy. Man, I'm excited. I know there's a lot of fans that don't like this. Like, oh, Deebo's washed. I'm telling y'all, there's so much. This is like the main reason why I want to get Deebo on the show. There's so much like false and like the narrative around Deebo blows my mind. About like he's 20 pounds overweight. He's never been 20 pounds overweight. He always plays in season at like 216, 217. And as of 2 days ago, he was 220. They said he showed up last season in the best shape of his life. And like I don't get where this, because he had that picture of like his stomach or whatever, like in the Eagle. I'm telling y'all, Deebo is not out of shape. Deebo's not out of shape at all. I think there's just a lot. I don't understand like the hate that Deebo gets. I really don't. And this whole thing of like, oh, he oh, he wants to be treated like a wide receiver. None of this is true. None of this is true. And I didn't like tweet this out, but Jeremy Fowler just confirmed defensive tackle John Allen was part of the trade discussions between the Commanders and 49ers this week as they executed the Deebo Samuel deal per source. Ultimately, he was not included. Allen is due $16.4 million this year, a possible hurdle. Yeah, they just didn't want anything to do with that. But I'm just saying, y'all, like I'm hype, y'all. And people want to come here. It's not just Deebo. So many players want to be here. So many players do. And I've been telling people, like, settle your expectations for like free agency because it's not the biggest group. I still think they make some moves. I don't think Deebo is the only 49er going to be here. I don't think so. I think we're going to get some more. What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all coming through on the chat. Like I said, y'all hit that subscribe button. We're going crazy this offseason, man. We don't need Garrett. I don't see Garrett getting moved. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see Garrett getting moved. And the one thing that concerns me with Garrett is like for the combine with all this stuff going on, all the rumors, all the talk going on, there was only one Myles Garrett thing going around the entire time. And it was Rossini saying that the Eagles were actually extremely interested in Myles Garrett. And like, that's real smoke. But so I really don't see Myles Garrett getting traded. I can tell you, don't get me in trouble. I can tell you Myles Garrett wants to be here though. Myles Garrett is, I'm not saying this is probably the only team he wants to go to, but he definitely like has said he wants to be here. A 5th round pick. I think that's great compensation, y'all. I think that's really good. And then, I don't think we're done either. Maybe we trade John Allen and like for like a 5th or something like that and just get it done. Because it sounded like they were trying to do that trade straight up. John Allen for Deebo, but the money was just too much for them to eat. They just didn't want to deal with it. I don't know anything about Ayuk. I've gotten that a lot too. I don't know anything about Ayuk. Range says, still think we get another wide receiver draft one in the 2nd or 3rd. This doesn't stop you. This does not stop you at all. I promise y'all. Not at all. How do you think Cliff will use Deebo in the offense? You're going to get a lot of pre-snap motion. You're going to get some orbit motion. You're going to get some stuff with him in the backfield, I'm sure. Maybe not as much at this point in his career. You're just going to get Deebo in space. You're going to, and what I kept telling people is that Jaden was one of the best quarterbacks. He had elite numbers in throws from 10 to 19 yards last season. That is when, or that's where Deebo really thrives. Get him the ball in that 10 to 19, even before 10, like just these short throws, and let him make plays afterwards with the ball in his hands. Hold on, I'm making sure. Just checking real quick, y'all. Apologize. Things were heating up on Wednesday. And it seemed like the last 24 hours, like I said yesterday, is when things really, that's when the agent pretty much okayed everything with like the contract and everything. And then Deebo said he was just going to chill and let everything play out. And it's pretty much in the hands of AP and Lynch. I mean, it's always been Washington. It's always been Washington. Trying to see what else I can say to y'all. All right. I just tweeted, Hurley might be trying to send John Allen to y'all for Deebo. All right. I'm going to try to not look anymore. If anything pops up, I'll let y'all know, though. But this is big, man. This is big for a couple reasons. The free agent group with wide receivers, you're going to see guys like Chris Godwin stay. T. Higgins isn't going anywhere. I've been telling people, like, you have to think about the realistic possibilities of the players that are actually available. Of course, Deebo had that connection because he's on the 49ers and Adam Peters and stuff like that. When it came down to it, like, Deebo really wanted to be here. Deebo wanted to be here. That's always been like the case. It was always down to us and the Texans. It just sounded like the Texans weren't as aggressive as we were. But we were the team that made the most offer, and I'm fine taking on that deal. 17.5. Let me pull up Spot Track real quick. I'm gonna get some more y'all's comments. Pretty sure it's 17.5 mil. Yeah, 17.5 mil. Nothing guaranteed is my understanding. And like I said, he just said it was a prove it deal pretty much, and he did not care. 2026, he'll be a free agent. But this is a very, very low risk, high reward. If he balls out this season, then you're getting him a new contract, whatever, a 2-year deal, 3-year deal to like finish him out, whatever. Yaffe said going to be impossible to stop a yak monster and a mobile quarterback in the same offense. Yes. That's why I really like this. And people in San Francisco, like the people I talked to over with the 49, like not like in the 49ers, they said last season the vibes were off. If you can't see what they're doing right now and really understand why Deebo wanted out, I don't know what to tell you. They got the whole Brock Purdy thing going on. Are they going to pay him? Is he good enough to deserve that kind of contract? What's going on? Now they're saying after the whole Ayuk thing, took forever to pay him, didn't really want to. Between the coaches in the front office, some did, some didn't. And then he got hurt. And now they're saying he's available for trade? Things are really weird in San Francisco. As soon as Adam Peters left, the house started to crumble. That's all I'm saying. The house started to crumble once Adam Peters came here. This isn't some like stuck up thing by Deebo. Him and his agent said, look, we want a fresh start. We want to, have an opportunity somewhere else. It didn't sound like the 49ers. Like it sounded like this was coming anyways. So they were getting in front of it saying like, look, we're going to be a free agent next year. We know the divorce is coming. Let us go somewhere where I can like produce. I can put up big numbers and I can, earn that next contract. That's what Deebo wanted all along. People are coming up with this whole diva thing, like, oh, I want to be the best wide receiver in the room. I want to be like, treated like the wide receiver one. This shows it right here that he doesn't. He's keeping his current contract with nothing guaranteed. This is literally a prove it deal for Deebo. So all that like negative narrative, that has never been the case. That's been the funniest thing to watch throughout all this. And I know he only said like one tweet, but people just said like, oh, he's 20 pounds overweight, Josh. We don't want that. We don't need him on our locker room. People have no idea the Deebo they're about to get. He is super motivated. He is beyond in shape right now, and it's going to just get it even better. Like this is the off season, and he's only like 3 pounds away from his season weight. So like it just blows my mind like how much negative stuff came out about Deebo. And I encourage the fan base to not like get this crazy like narrative based off of what people are saying on Twitter about him. Like, oh, Deebo wants to be wide receiver one. Deebo's a diva. He's a locker room girl. Like, that's not like don't get that. I can't wait for the fan base to like get to know Deebo. I'm excited. I am excited. Drafted offensive tackle, edge, and wide receiver in round 1 through 3. I like this draft. If y'all been watching the combine and keeping up with it, y'all know this isn't as good as a draft as it usually is. But man, I am pumped to see the kind of players we're going to draft. And I don't think we're done. Like, we traded a 5th. I get it. I also don't think that this stops you from, getting Myles Garrett. I just don't see that happening. But I don't think people are like, oh, I can't believe we did that. Like DK Metcalf was there. DK Metcalf he's not even available for trade. The only thing about it is that the Packers made an offer that seems very intriguing to them. It's not like they put DK out on the trade block, anything like that. The Packers made a trade package, and it sounds like the Seahawks were like, well, we want like Wicks or Romeo Dobbs in the mix or something like that. And fans like, oh, Josh, I wish we would have went and got DK instead of Deebo. That's not, it's not like you would have to just extremely overpay for DK. And if you don't know Adam Peters by now, he's going to be smart with everything he does. Someone said it earlier. We traded Jahan Dotson for a 3rd and Deebo for a 5th. That is my GM. That is my GM. What's going on? Let's go. Caps sign Ward at corner. I love it. I would love Charvarius Ward. Get him over here. He wants out of the 49ers because of all the stuff that happened to him. I don't blame him. Like, it's tragic. Get him over here with Deebo. Get him over here with Adam Peters. Let him be that dominant corner on the outside. I would love Ward is my number 1 option that I want in free agency. He is my number 1 guy. He's my number 1 guy. Definitely on Ward. Good value, low risk with high potential reward. Now just move John Allen for a pick. Like we said, we tried. The 49ers didn't want to deal with John Allen's money, which makes sense. If they really are going to trade Brandon Ayuk, which would just blow my mind, honestly, like why they would do that. They have the dead cap hit that they're taking with Deebo, and then they're going to have the dead cap hit with Brandon Ayuk. They wouldn't be able to afford John Allen. And the whole thing with John Allen is that, they want a new deal. That's why they're kind of going out there to seek this new opportunity. Him and his agent, want to go get another deal with another team. That's cool. What's going on, Matt? So Josh and my dog, Deebo. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We need to make some more moves. This is probably going to be it until free agency happens on the 10th. And on the 10th, y'all going to see me all day. I'm going to be live, like nonstop, 10th, 11th, 12th. Like I'm going to be live the entire day. Fast running back and a wide receiver in the draft now. I would love Jaden Higgins. I would love Golden. I would love. I'm trying to think who else I like on the. I like Trey Harris too. He's not as fast as some of the other guys, but once again, this does not stop you from adding to the wide receiver room. This doesn't stop you from doing that. I don't see Luther Burden now that we have Deebo. They would play a similar role, the bigger slot guys. Let me see. Assuming the 5th round pick from Washington to San Francisco in 2025 will be pick 148. That was acquired in the Marshawn Lattimore trade from New Orleans. The net deal would then be Commanders get Lattimore. This makes it sound even better. The net deal would then be the Commanders get Marshawn Lattimore and Deebo Samuel for a 2025 3rd, 4th, and 6th. When you say it like that and look at it big picture, we got Deebo and Marshawn Lattimore for a 3rd, 4th, and a 6th round pick. And we still have 6 picks in this draft. And we can still trade back from 29. We can still trade John Allen for like a fifth. That, if I had to guess, I would say it's people. Someone said like a second or third. I don't know about that. But we have a first, second, third. I think 777 now. I can't remember what picks we have now. I'll have to take a look at it. I'm trying to check real quick. I would love to get him on here now, but he's on the jet, so I'm not gonna be able to get Deebo in tonight. A fifth, even if it doesn't work, it doesn't kill anything. Not at all. Especially at such a good deal this year. I haven't heard anything on John Allen yet, but like I said, so what I'm guessing is this isn't. I know we tried to trade John Allen to the 49ers with it, but once again, the hurdle was because like what happens is the agent goes to the team and says, "Hey, are you willing to give this player this kind of contract?" And if so, they report back to Adam Peters and say, "Hey, we talked to so-and-so. They said they're willing to do it. If y'all work a deal out, cool. We're fine by it. Like, we greenlight it." So like phase one of a trade, depending on like what's going on, most of the time, phase one of a trade is the agent goes to a team and says, "Hey, like, we've been given permission to seek a trade or whatever, especially this offseason. We're seeing it a ton. Hey, are you interested in John Allen? If so, what kind of contract would you give him?" And if it's something they like, they say, "Okay, we like that. We'll let Adam Peters know. I'm sure you're going to hear from him, whatever." So that's pretty much what happened with Deebo. It's like the conversation's been there. Like, we called him the night of the Super Bowl. Adam Peters personally called Deebo the night of the Super Bowl. They've been in contact throughout this whole thing. His agent, they've all been in contact from the night of the Super Bowl to now. It's been Washington. And then once they, talked about the contract, the agent said, "Hey, we're cool with that. The remaining deal, 17.5 mil, no guaranteed, whatever. Hey, we're good on that." And I'm 90% sure that happened yesterday, which is when I started like talking about more stuff, tweeting more stuff like, guys, it's going to happen soon. Once phase one is done, that phase two, it just comes down to trade compensation. And it sounds like that's what happened today. Like that started earlier today and it's been ongoing. And then it finally happened, like an hour ago. So that's how these things work. Once phase one gets done, but it sounds like with John Allen, the 49ers were like, we don't want to do that deal. So phase one got shut down. They went back to the drawing board and said, "All right, let's just talk about Deebo in a pick. We'll leave John Allen out of this trade now. What does that look like?" And that's why it got done today. Cliff is going to have a field day with Deebo. See, I don't know about Christian Kirk now. I don't know. I don't know about Christian Kirk now. I'm like all in on getting Slayton too. If you get Slayton on the outside, put Deebo in the slot, he can go on the outside, whatever. Then I like it. Why did Deebo have such a down year in 2024? The entire team had a down year. The entire 49ers team was down. Like I said earlier in the stream, everyone over on that side, fans, media people, said that the vibes were bad this year. I have a lot of good friends that like cover the 49ers, do really good work, and they all agreed like the vibes were bad. I was talking to them at the Senior Bowl, and they're like, "Look, once Ayuk got hurt, and then obviously the Christian McCaffrey injury, so much bad going on, they're like, it was just like we knew it was about to be a fucking season, and it just never got better." Purdy was average. Like I said, Ayuk was hurt. Christian McCaffrey was hurt. It was just a lot. Like the Ricky Pearsall stuff. There's so much that was going on with that team. Like very uncharacteristic of the 49ers. Like it did not seem like the 49ers team that like I'm used to seeing. And it looks like things are getting worse, like trying to trade Ayuk now. I have not heard anything about trying to trade for Ayuk either. I'm just putting that out there. Like I said, guys, I don't just sit here and like make up random shit just to try to talk. Like I'll say something if I hear something though. Like if I hear something and they're like, "Hey, go ahead and greenlight it," But like an hour or two ago, he was like, don't say nothing yet. Just kind of wait. And then when I get the okay, I can. Like I respect, like, I just want y'all to like realize I can't just like ruin all like the relationships and stuff I've built just to like try to get something out. So there's certain people I'll like talk to about it and like it's cool. But if I hear something and I'm allowed to say something, I will. But I just have to tell you, like, I can't just, like throw away all the trust and stuff that I've gotten from, certain people that I respect. Running back, O-line, defense now. I would draft Bird if he's there. Possibly. I like Golden more, though. I really do. Is it a fifth this year or next? It's this year. This is it, boys. We're turning everything around. 49ers were average. Purdy was average. We legit just added a 6'2" wide receiver on the outside. Terry wide receiver 1, Deebo in the slot, and like Jaden Higgins is wide receiver 2. That'd be sick. You think somehow we pull DJ Reed? I could see it. But I think they want a lengthier corner. This is a really good corner class too. So I'm not, if I had a percentage, I would say like 30% chance for DJ Reed. I'd say it's higher for Charvarius Ward and then maybe higher for the draft because of how good it is. Yep. We traded for Deebo. Sorry, y'all. I'm like my mouth is like done. And I'm still sick. I don't think I'm ever going to get better. Deebo takes pressure off Terry immediately. Exactly. And something we didn't have too much last year. Like we did a little bit with like Alameda Zacchaeus, but that pre-snap motion, like it's something Deebo gives you mismatches that we didn't really have last year. What defensive coordinator is scheming up against De'Ami Brown or Alameda Zacchaeus? It was like Terry and that's it. So you have Terry, you have Jaden Daniels. Obviously, we're going to add a running back. We got to have a running game. But just what they're able to do now with Deebo pre-snap, but then also like just the mismatches that defensive coordinators have to account for with Deebo now. Don't just look at last season and say like, oh, that's the Deebo we're getting, blah, 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 blah. People saying he had a ton of drops. He didn't. Like if you check the numbers, like genuinely go back and check the numbers. He didn't have a lot of drops. You just remember like that one big drop that he had. Could we see a Terry extension soon? I think it would free up a bit of cap space as well. Yeah, so it's either going to happen soon or it's going to happen in the summer, but I see a 3-year deal for Terry. Like 2 days before Khalil Shakir got his deal, I said, don't be surprised if teams, because of the salary cap bump and because of like how mid the free agent group is, like don't be surprised if teams start extending players. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Terry got an extension done before free agency. But at the same time, we have so much money. It's not like a pressing need. It's not like, oh, we need to get Terry's deal done now so we can get more money freed up. That's not the case. It can be done in the summer, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, before free agency starts because of the money we got and everything. For everything I've heard, Godwin is not leaving Tampa Bay. Not at all. Big W. Absolutely no reason not to be hype. Only people who aren't are either haters, they have PTSD, post-traumatic Dan Snyder syndrome, PTDSS. Yeah, it exists. I promise you. The post-Dan Snyder syndrome exists. I didn't even know you were allowed to do trades as early in March. So you're allowed to agree to terms. Now Deebo has to come to Washington and get his physical done, which should be fine. I'm not worried about that at all, to be honest with you. Like I said, he's in great shape. And then it's finalized, becomes official at 4 p.m. Eastern time on March 12th. So the terms are agreed to. Everything's good. But it just can't become official until March 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Crosby, I don't see him leaving. We will possibly get a 5th rounder for John Allen, so we didn't lose anything exactly. I would like. I did a video on Dre Greenlaw a little while back. I would really like Dre Greenlaw. I'm telling y'all, between Greenlaw, Ward, and Hufanga, don't be surprised if Deebo isn't the only 49er coming to Washington. Let me check up real quick, make sure I didn't miss nothing. All right, I don't think so. All right, let's get some more chats, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. And I got some other exciting news coming up too. I might start throwing in some like articles. That's something I've been mulling over, but I was kind of like waiting for this news to break. I might start my own website. Like, let me know what y'all think about that. But I might start doing some written articles. Kirk can play if he gets cut. Probably not now. Probably not anymore. Glad to see we finally have an owner and GM. Make sure. Who's actually aggressive. Yes. This is the thing too. Everyone's like, oh, we need to wait and see if DK is available or see what happens here. Guys, a responsible GM doesn't just sit back and wait and then miss out on an opportunity. Like this isn't gambling like by any means. If you have the opportunity to get a player you really like and that you really want, you have to do it. And that's what Adam Peters did. Like he put his hat in the ring early and said, look, Deebo, we would love to have you here. Let's stay in contact. Let's see what happens. Things happen. Things change fast. Like the Broncos dipping out fast. The Texans kind of weeded themselves out late. The Steelers kind of weeded themselves out late. But having a GM that's responsible enough to be like, hey, like this is who we want. We're going to make it happen. But we're also not going to just throw like an overpay on something. That's what I love. Like I'm telling y'all, I have so much fucking respect for Adam Peters. Excuse my language. Like, just look at what he's done already. He's a miracle worker. Just look at what he did last offseason to this team, taking us. I mean, I know he's not playing, but taking us to an NFC Championship game. And one of the real first big moves of the offseason was Adam Peters trading for Deebo Samuel. I know we got that Matt Stafford smoke and stuff for a little while, whatever. But the first real trade of the offseason came to be Washington trading for Deebo. All right, let's see what else I got. I'm going to get to some more of y'all's chats. I appreciate it. Let me see something real quick. I appreciate it. All right, don't think we are missing on anything new. All right, we Gucci, y'all. If anything else happens, I'm gonna let y'all know. Deebo will be productive this year. Absolutely. I'm telling y'all, he is beyond fired up. Like, if this, like, I'm not gonna play the audio. That boy hype. That boy's hype. He's excited to be here. Like, I'm telling y'all, he's not the only one. What's going on, Duke? Appreciate you coming through. I don't want a receiver with an Achilles injury. Yeah, I'm good on that. I know people come back from injury now, but like I'm not good on IU post injury with that new contract. Like to me, that's just, I don't know. They're not stupid enough to take on that lack of effort and contract. If you're talking about Deebo, I hate to tell you, but it's already a done deal. Yeah, Myles Garrett does want to be here, but I'm telling y'all, man, the Browns they're gonna milk it. If Myles Garrett gets traded, it's gonna be like right before the draft, which I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening because also something that people aren't thinking about with the Browns. What if the Titans do take Abdul Carter? Then they're like, oh shit, there goes our whole plan. There goes the whole plan. Like, people aren't really thinking big picture of the Browns. The only way you trade Myles Garrett is if you know you're getting Abdul Carter. And they still don't want to trade Myles Garrett. But if the Titans take Abdul Carter and like, well, shit, there we go. I think the Browns are leaning towards a quarterback anyways. They would love Cam Ward. But they're going to milk the Myles Garrett thing down as much as possible. And I hate to say it, but it would not surprise me if Howie, just sweeps in and the Eagles somehow land Myles Garrett. It would piss me off. I can't even tell y'all, but it would not surprise me at all if they just went like overboard with an offer that they just can't say no to. It's been a long time since we had a three-headed beast on offense. It feels good, man. Our last like three-headed beast we thought we had. Like, just think about like the wide receiver cores like we hyped up. Like, oh, we have Richardson. Like, remember when we got like or like Deshaun when he was here? He was good for a little bit, but like just remember all of like the mid like tier pickups we had to hype up. Oh man. Trading Dotson for a third and getting Deebo for fifth is insane. It's a fifth this year. Go all in on our draft next year first and second for this draft. No Garrett. It's like, I mean, I'm like, as much as I love Myles Garrett, like I said, I'm not in the headspace of like, oh, there's a possibility of it. Like I'm not even like thinking about it, to be honest with you. Like I just feel like the Browns are that like locked in on not trading him that like until something changes my mind, I'm not even going to think about like Myles Garrett's not in the back of my head. What's going on, Dave? Appreciate you, man. Great work, Josh. You were all over this. Hopefully some people that got after you show some respect. I'm telling y'all, man, like the only reason I'm fired up about this is because I had so many people talking so nasty about me. Like that's the hardest part about this whole space is just like learning to just block out everything. Like I don't do this like for like a fulfillment. Like, first off, I'm passionate as hell about this. Like, I love this team. Like, I love this space. Like, that's what I get out. Like, I get fulfillment from like seeing my team play well and like make moves. And like, I'm like, y'all, like I thrive in the offseason. I love the offseason. But like, I don't know. I can't tell y'all all the tweets I saw and all just like the bot burner account DMs I got, like shut the fuck up, go kill yourself, blah, blah. Like I cannot tell y'all how much stuff I got. So I appreciate the support. Like I'm not trying to do this like pat myself on the back, but like I'm telling y'all, this is such a ruthless industry. Like especially on social media, like without social media, if you just like post an article or something, you're just like leave it alone, like whatever does well, it does well, or something, it's cool. But like social media and stuff, man, I'm telling y'all, it's rough out there. You guys, it's time to be realistic. DK's how the picture, so is Godwin and Higgins. Yeah, both of them aren't. We keep saying let's not doubt AP, but let's never doubt Jade. Hey, no, I'm still not doubting AP. Still never doubting AP. You think Ward would be the other 49er? I would say so. Yes. That's my hope. I'm not saying that. Obviously, nothing's happened yet. It's not free agency, but I'm just saying that's my hope. Ward is my number one guy. Appreciate you coming through here, my God, George. I think we'll move. Yeah, Hufanga, Greenlaw, Ward. That safety spot's one that I'm like so back and forth on. Like, I like Quan Martin. I like Hufanga. But if you can upgrade anywhere, you have to do it. Or like Ronnie Stanley, I don't think this takes us out of the Christian Kirk market, but I think it very much lowers it by a good bit. I think it lowers it a good bit. I'm saying definitely no long-term deal for Purdy because they ate a major cap hit to do this deal. I wouldn't pay him anyways. Deebo got blackballed, but he's a baller. He will prove his worth this year. I'm telling y'all, he is so hyped. Like, he did not care about this contract. All of, like the negative stuff, man. Like he said he's ready to go. He is ready to go. Deebo and Adam Peters already have that chemistry. Yep. And I can't wait. Hey, him and Jaden. I know Deebo's he's usually in Arizona in the offseason. He's actually not in California. So we gotta tell Deebo to hurry up, move his ass over here so we can get throwing with Jaden ASAP. I still see us in play for Myles Garrett in a post-draft trade. I think that's, I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's, on the table. But I will say 2027 draft picks are like very coveted. That draft is about to be like legendary. Love it, prove it deal. Gotta come in shape, and he wants more money. And both are true. Like, he's already in shape and he's ready to prove everybody wrong. Don't want Garrett for 2 first. I get it. There's people are 50-50 on it. Like, I understand it. Like, I love Myles Garrett. He's a top defensive player in the entire league. Would you rather have your 2 first round picks? I think there's an argument for both sides. Use next year's first and second in the draft to get more picks. Terry just got married. He's going to be ready to go through walls. Hey, shout out to Terry. He's got himself a good one. Deebo, no, he's not wide receiver 1. He's a specialist. He's just a ball player. He's just ready to go. Yo, what's up, Washington family? My boy JT called that. Appreciate you coming through here. Jaden Higgins put on a show at the Combine. If y'all were watching, I was with Big Doug and George on their show yesterday doing our mock drafts and stuff. I told them, in my mock draft, I took Jaden Higgins in the second. I was like, I don't care if we get Deebo. I don't care. Christian Kirk, whoever it ends up being. You go get Jaden Higgins on the outside. That dude is silky smooth with his release, and he's long, he's tall, and he's fast. Like, he in my opinion, him and Golden were like the 2 best wide receivers I saw at the Combine. I loved it. This trade is more about Terry than it is Deebo. I could see both. Kyle Williams is looking real promising, JT. I think so, but we did just trade the 5th, which is kind of where I had him mocked for us anyways. Peters loves having 7 picks in the draft. Could definitely see him trading out of the first round. Could, but then once again, like, don't be surprised if John Allen gets traded for a 5th. So, I mean, that's what I would say would happen at 5th. Could we afford Godwin too? We could, but he's not leaving Tampa Bay. I think a new deal gets done with him early. I think it's soon. This year's 5th, yes. Trey Harris in the 2nd round. I would love it. Trey Harris is a dog. Tyler Booker, Connerly, Amarion, Savion in the draft. I don't think you're gonna be able to get Booker and Connerly, but that would be a dream. Stanley and Ward for agency. I would love that. Yeah, Golden, he definitely outran his draft position. Trey Harris makes too much sense now. Yeah, just having that outside guy, that outside threat. He didn't run the fastest 40 today, but the play speed's there. I love his downfield ability. I love his contested catch ability. I'm with it. I'm a big Trey Harris fan if he can stay healthy. Trade up for Golden. See, the only thing I don't know if Adam Peters will do is trade up. I don't know if Adam Peters got it in him to trade up and get rid of more picks, unless it's just a player where he's like, I gotta have him. And maybe he does that for Golden. Who knows? What's good? Great trade, Adam and company starting to cook. I agree. Thoughts on the DMV boys? Felton and what's his name? Tut, yeah, from Tech. Felton, I mean, they were both fast. Felton, he looked really good at the Senior Bowl too. I thought he looked amazing today too. I thought Ty Felton helped himself a lot today. And same with Tut. He's a workhorse. He had a couple fumbles at Tech, like a couple more that I like. I want to say like 9. But outside of that dude's a bowling ball and he's fast. He is fast. Deebo for 5th is the right price. Yep. Draft Hampton with 29. I'm not against it. Like, I love Amarion Hampton so much. I'm a big Hampton fan. 6 and 2 7s is what we got. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I know we had 7. Yeah, it was always 2 7-round picks. We won't see Golden or Burton. Sorry, guys. Their stock is rolling up. Yep. Hassan Reddick and jack up the price for Myles Garrett, so they have to give more to Cleveland. I'm out on Hassan Reddick. Like, I would rather pay Josh Sweat. Or like I would like Khalil Mack. It sounds like they don't want Mack to leave. But if you can take away from the Eagles' defensive line, make our team better while making theirs worse, I'm fine with that. Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, I'd take either of them just to take somebody off their D-line. Now they're trying to draft somebody else, but I'm honestly not a fan of Hassan Reddick. Trade next year, first and second. We can get Booker, Connolly, and Omarion. Hey, I would like it. 29th, Hampton, Henderson, or Neal. If not, then a defensive lineman. As of right now, I think edge and corner are probably going to be your top options at 29. If I had to guess right now, but of course things change. Things change. Kane said the season's going to be insane. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Don't. What about a late round Dante Thornton Jr. 6'4", 224, 340? I was not expecting that at all by him. He hasn't been that good at Tennessee, but I feel like last year was starting to really come together for him. Definitely a guy I'm going to go back and rewatch. Definitely. So I have to give up half their defense to get him. Not sure who you're talking about. The vibes were worse for the 2024 Commanders, but Terry still performed. The vibes were extremely high for us. I don't see why you think that our vibes were worse than what the 49ers had going on. Trey Harris is definitely on the table. I think so. In the third, I don't know about that. Maybe so, because a lot of these wide receivers are, improving their stock. But I think people are sleeping on Trey Harris. Do you still think we drafted wide receiver in the first 3 rounds? It depends what they do in free agency. If they go get Slayton, probably not. I'm going to say probably not. I want to say they re-signed 2 or 3 of their own, but we'll see. What's going on, Cornelius? Definitely still drafted a wide receiver. What's going on, Radar? Appreciate it. Golden was sore after combine performance. Yeah, he's a top 20. Ward over Reed, yes. Darian Porter, another dude who made some money at the combine super fast. I have Maxwell Harrison and Trey Amos over him, but he's not far behind. What's going on, Dave? Appreciate you coming by. No chance of bringing Diami back. Looked like he figured some things out. I just want people to realize in a 16-game season, he only had 300 yards and 1 touchdown. So I think there's a chance of bringing him back, and I think he would want to come back. But I just had so many fans telling me, oh, Josh, we have to re-sign him. I give up on Adam Peters if we don't. He's irreplaceable. I'm not sure when 300 yards and 1 touchdown in a 16-game season became, in your 4th year on a team, became irreplaceable. I get it. He played really well in the playoffs, minus the big fumble in the NFC Championship game. But, it took Noah Brown getting hurt for him to really, there wasn't, what I'm trying to say is there wasn't much competition in front of him stopping him from saying, hey, guys, look what I can do. And we didn't see it until the playoffs. So if we say we lost to the Falcons and we didn't make it to the playoffs, Diami would have done this last season. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Noah Brown had more receiving yards than him. Austin Eckler had more receiving yards than he did. Alameda Zacchaeus had more receiving yards than he did. I get it that he played well in the playoffs, but we need somebody that's going to produce all season long. What held you back from doing that in the season? It's not like the guy Noah Brown that we traded for right before the season was more prepared and ready to go than you. As someone who's been here for 4 years. And I know it's a different team, different offensive scheme and stuff, but why? What took so long? Why do you break out in your 4th year at the very end of the season? I don't get that. Do not want Reed just off the fact that we would have 2 5'9" corners. Yeah, I'm good on that too, man. I would love Charvarius Ward. Ward, Carlton Davis, Paulson Deebo is an underrated, under the radar guy. Teammate of Marshawn Lattimore, that helps too. Trayvon Henderson or Omarion Hampton, both. What number is Deebo going to be? That's a good question. I told him we need to get him 1. 19 would be dope. 19 would be dope. Obviously, Noah Igbenogany, he's a free agent. He has 1. I feel like he'd be okay giving up 1 though, if he came back. 1 or 19, definitely, but I hope it is 1. 1, in my opinion, would be the best move. We need Hampton. Yep. Would love DeMarcus Robinson or Tutu Atwell as my wide receiver 3. So stealing from the Rams, I'm not mad at it. I mean, I think both are like solid. Let's go to Pedro. Big move. Josh, I would love Derek Harmon, man, if he makes this to 29. I said this in the Combine Live. That dude, like his comp is Chris Jones. Derek Harmon is so good. If you trade John Allen, I'm all in on Derek Harmon at 29 if he's there. And I feel like it depends. A team like Buffalo might sneak. Yeah, what pick does Buffalo have? I can't remember. What pick is Buffalo? Buffalo has 30, so we're good on them. But like the Lions could use it. Like a D tackle, the Ravens, the Texans could use an interior D tackle. The Vikings definitely could. So there's a lot of teams before us that would probably snipe Derek Harmon. But he's a beast. He is a beast. Let's see. One thing I know, fourth down's about to be crazy. Hey, we were going for it on fourth down, like we were addicted. Like we're like, oh, like guys, don't even pick up the third down. We want that fourth and two. We want that fourth and three so bad. Like I swear there was plays where Cliff was like, yo, don't Zach Ertz fall down right before that first down mark, bro. We gotta go for it on fourth down. We haven't done that yet this game. We loved going for it on fourth down, and we were, hitting it at historic rate. And Deebo makes that even better. Best part is that this move doesn't change the need for an outside wide receiver. D Slayton makes the most sense. I'm telling y'all, people are sleeping on Slayton too. Terrible quarterback play, steadily produces like 700 yards and like 4 touchdowns. Like it's nothing. Appreciate you, Caden. I'm telling y'all, man, just like I'm out here trying, man. I'm grinding this shit out. Oh, Terrell Pryor. God, y'all remember Terrell Pryor? Man, I remember going to training camp when it was back in Richmond, and I was like, oh, yeah, Terrell Pryor about to be the next big thing. Like, he's going to be like when Josh Gordon had that one random big-ass season for the Browns, I'm like, that's what Terrell Pryor's going to do. And, like, Terrell Pryor, was it Paul Richardson? Like, God, man. Next shoe to drop is going to be free agency. Like I said, I would give it like a 25% chance that a Terry, like a 3-year extension could happen. If not, you gotta, it's going to come in like the summer. But if not, like we just wait on free agency, or if John Allen, the John Allen trade's the only other thing in my opinion, because we made it known at the combine and we already tried trading him to San Francisco and they said no. What's going on, Simba Sports? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Dave. Yeah, I don't want 2 first for Gary. I'm cool with it. Like I would not be mad at someone that says that. Like I'm like 2 first round picks is pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. More lighthearted question. What number do you think Deebo wears, 1 or 19 or something else? It's either gonna be 1 or 19. I would like for him to be 1 though. Who do you see getting re-signed this week coming up of Washington free agents? My guess is Bobby Wagner, Zach Ertz, and if I had to pick someone getting like a long-term deal, like a 3-year, 4-year deal, I would say Jeremy Chin. I think they are big on Jeremy Chin. Like he was one of those guys, injured a lot with the Panthers, 1-year prove-it deal. And in my opinion, I think people are like undervaluing what he did this season. I think he was fine. People are just pointing out that one missed tackle against Saquon after the edge missed him, after Aluvu missed him, after Bobby Wagner tripped up and missed him. Then Jeremy Chin missed the best running back in the NFL. But there's a lot of big time plays in the back end that he helped out and he stopped, especially, when St. Jude's had to come on the field, or it was Michael Davis. Jeremy Chin was like on cleanup control, like emergency, like out on an island, Jeremy Chin. So I think Wagner, Ertz, Chin. I think because they have 28 free agents. I think the magic number's anywhere between 13 and 16 of their own free agents. Let's see. I'm on Spot Track now. Let me see. Free agents. Here we go. Marcus Mariota would be nice. I know the Raiders are interested in him. Tress Way, Cornelius Lucas. I would like that to get done. I would like Noah Igbenogany to get done. He's only 25 years old. Really solid depth guy. Like really solid. I think Olamide Zaccheaus is a lock to come back. I think they really like OZ. Nick Ballore was like one of the best special team tacklers in the NFL last season. And to be honest with you, I think everyone else is kind of up in the air. Derek Forrest, John Bates, Austin Siebert, Jalen Holmes, Zane Gonzalez, Michael Walker, Jeremy McNichols, Jeff Driscoll, Sheldon Day, Nick Ballore, Noah Brown, De'Ami Brown, Olamide Zaccheaus, Benjamin St. Juste, Noah Igbenogany, Jamison Crowder, Trent Scott's another guy I would like to get re-signed, Michael Dieter, Cornelius Lucas, Zach Ertz, Michael Davis, Dante Fowler Jr. I hate to say it, but we need guys that can stop the run. Tressway, Clellan Ferrell, KJ Osborne, who I forgot existed, Jeremy Chin, Marcus Mariota, Bobby Wagner. Like all those guys I listed first time, like I feel good about like I definitely want those guys to come back. Someone like I said, some of them other guys, and then you have to think about the guys that aren't free agents that probably get released, like Percy Butler. I don't see him coming back, to be honest with you. I see us trading down. I could see it. Snag Ty Felton in the 4th. That'd be nice. I agree. I don't want Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick just doesn't do anything for me. Peters promised we would be active in free agency, and we're already making an addition March 1st. Strapping folks because we got at least 20 more roster spots to fill. Shimon Revel, I love Revel. That's another dude I like try to check in on. He's a cool dude. Hated to see him get hurt because that dude had elite tape. I mean, and his arm length is ridiculous too. I'm a gigantic Rebel fan. He's a genuine, like, good ass dude too. Let's see, J Dubs. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate all the support from everyone. Like I said, guys, hit that subscribe and like button. I'm like, y'all been blowing the channel up lately. I'm so thankful for y'all, man. I would love to hit 10K subscribers before the season starts. Like, that would be best case scenario. And, I would love it, man. I would love it. So I appreciate y'all big time. Thoughts on Nick Nash? So Triple Crown winner. I got to scout a couple of San Jose State games this year. And I mean, obviously he made it exciting. Like outside of that, I was like, God, I got to watch San Jose State. But he's a good dude. Like he's pretty good. I just don't know about like his play speed and everything. Like, but as a late round guy, I would check in on it. I would love to walk away with either Longhorn DB. So I like Makuba and I like Jade Barron a lot. I could see Nick Nash. Is he like super, super high on my list? Like, no, but he's still good. Regardless of what happens, we're balling out either way. We hit gold. We did hit gold with Louvis. So when I do like stuff like my like free agency videos, those are the kind of guys like I'm looking for too. Like who are those like middle round, like not round, but like middle tier guys that like people aren't really talking too much about. And I mean, Louva was one of them. He absolutely balled out. I think we can keep adding another safety, even if we bring back Chin, maybe Justin Reeder, Trayvon Moorg. I think so too. Because like I said, I don't see Percy Butler coming back. And you run a decent amount of 3 safeties. And Quan Martin played in the slot. He can play on the outside. He can play in the box. Like Quan Martin can do anything. He's a Swiss knife. Like he's not big like Chin. Like he's not that big of a Swiss knife, but he's a smaller safety that can be moved around and stuff. I mean, he did everything at Illinois, and then even his rookie season with us, we had him in the slot. We had him like out at corner a little bit as well. So you can do a lot with him. So, I mean, you add Hufanga, like a true free safety out there. When he's healthy, he's good. And I know he wasn't healthy last year, but like if you add Hufanga for a good deal and he can be healthy, that's a really good. Like I feel good about that safety room. Chin, Hufanga, and Quan Martin. like I said, you would rotate them in because I saw a little bit too much Percy Butler last season. I saw a little bit too much Percy Butler. And you got to think like this is wave 2 of like getting rid of the old regime players as well. So the Derek Force, the St. Juice, the Percy Butlers of the team. Jason. Oh, you're talking about Justin Simmons. Safety, our defensive passing game corner. Oh, Jason Simmons, our defensive passing game corner. Yeah. Morg's DB coach, 22, 23. Yeah, so that's something I try to do too, is like make these connections like with players in the draft and free agents, like our current coaching staff. Josh, what do you think about Carson Schweschinger? I like him a lot. I don't know what we do at linebacker because, like I said, if Bobby comes back, you gotta think Jordan McGee takes a leap. Like I said, he had a lot of injuries last year, but you have to assume McGee takes a jump. And I don't know if they would add one, like maybe like a late round or something. But I don't know. I don't see them drafting one high enough for like him or Demetrius Knight or like Chris Paul Jr. Like Jahad Campbell would be more of an edge guy, so I could see him at 29. You could also play him at linebacker. But yeah, Tevin Jenkins, he was on my list for a little bit, but I kind of like weaved him out. I think Cosme doesn't come back till like November. So I think you have to do something at right guard, whether that's kicking Wiley into right guard or whatever. But maybe you sign a 1-year guy. I said sign Will Hernandez, a guy that could step in at right guard for a little bit if he has to. So I don't know about Tevin Jenkins. I think someone, because the guard market, the offensive line market is just really, really bad in free agency. Guys are going to re-sign like we saw with Alaric Jackson or, Trey Smith got tagged. Good offensive linemen don't go to free agency. So I think someone will overpay for Tevin Jenkins to like start full-time for him. Caleb Johnson, I feel like he could a little bit. Depends what kind of run scheme we use. Cause like we were pretty gap heavy and then we started adding in some zone stuff. I think Amarion Hampton's the better fit. I think Travion Henderson's a good fit. I think Damian Martinez is a good fit. I think Dylan Sampson's a good fit. I think Quinshon Judkins, like he's just so athletic and, played at Ole Miss and then went to Ohio State. Same with Damon Martinez, played at Oregon State, went to Miami, like different run schemes. They showed they can play in different schemes. I think all of those guys, in my opinion, fit. Of course, I would love a home run speed guy. I think Quinshon Judkins he proved me wrong today. I didn't think he was going to run that fast. I didn't think he had that long speed. But he does. And so does Travion Henderson. Like there's a lot of really fast running backs today. With the first, second, third, and then 3/7. What's the percent chance we were trading back from round 1 into 2? I would say round 1 would be the most likely. Just because there's players that teams would want to trade up to, but then there's also going to be like a crop. Like I said, there's like a couple DNs, maybe a couple offensive tackles, maybe a couple corners at that 29 spot where Washington's like, okay, like we like this, but there's a couple, like we can get one of these guys a couple picks back that we really, really like. So if I had to guess, I would say pick 29 would be the one that you trade back from. But I don't know. A lot's going to happen between now and April. So I think free agency is going to lay out the blueprint of what you're going to attack in the draft. And I still think, like, regardless of what they do, they're going to have a mindset of best player available. And I also love just looking at the players, like personality-wise, but also on tape and everything, and seeing who fits what they want to do. Like when I saw Ben Sinnott last year, I told him, I was like, bro, we're going to draft you. You are Adam Peters kind of guy. Like straight up. You're it. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. Like I told him at the Senior Bowl, I was like, congrats, bro. You're on the team. And then we draft him. Those are the kind of guys like I look for, the guys that fit the team, like scheme-wise and everything, but also just commanders. Like Adam Peters has talked about it. Dan Quinn has talked about like what that means, like being a commander. as corny as it sounds, it's true. They have a prototype of player and person that they want on the team. Which positions would you prefer us to tack in free agency in the draft? I think the best ones would be corner, depth at wide receiver, edge. Like the offensive line is just not good. And there's 32 teams in the NFL. Like, you're not going to get everybody. I would love to get another dominant corner, but once again, like the draft is so good. You have to weigh that too. Like, how much do you really pay for a corner when you can draft a really, really good one and he gets paid like nothing? So, I've done a defensive free agent target video on the channel, so check that out. And I did offensive one as well. And this Wednesday, I'll do like a prediction of like 5 players I think we sign. So stay tuned for that too. Yeah, Dom Hampton transitioned to linebacker. Didn't really get to see him do much. Hold on, let me see something. Deebo just posted like a video. So trying to keep up with this real quick. See if anything else. All right, I think we're Gucci. I'm about to hop off here in a second just to stay on this real quick. Could we take a safety in the draft? I'm not ruling it out. Like, especially if we don't get Jeremy Chin back. Like, Nick Amanwari is like the exact build of Jeremy Chin. He's just like an athletic freak. Yeah, Deebo looks good in the one. We need ESPN put this up. Like maybe I can't zoom. There we go. Yeah, Deebo need that one. 19's like cool and all, but we gotta. Sorry, no Igbenogany, but you coming out that one. Bud. Matthew Golden at 29 would be amazing. Dude's a playmaker. I've been saying he's one of the best wide receiver prospects in a minute. Big fan. Maybe Trent Scott could fill in for Cosme. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised at how well Trent Scott looked coming in to right guard. And like that short notice, imagine him like getting an off season, like preparing for it. Like if that's the worst case scenario, I'm not like freaking out about that at all. Like I'd be cool with it. Like if they're like, hey, we invested in the left guard, left tackle, right tackle spot, and Trent Scott just has to be the guy at right guard for a little bit until Cosme comes back. I'm like, all right, it's cool. I trust you. Whatever. Get him a whole off season and at right guard, and we'll be good. 777 jackpot. If B-Wag doesn't come back, what is the plan inside? Are we back in the revolving door? No, I think you would try to get a guy like Dre Greenlaw once again, having that connection. But if not, this is a pretty good linebacker group that I like too. But I find it really hard to believe that he's not coming back. The writing on the wall says that Bobby Wagner's coming back. Anyone else in the trade block for us other than Allen? No, I'd be surprised if anyone else really was. I'd be surprised. Any inside linebacker that catch your eye this year? In the draft, Chris Paul, Jahad Campbell could play there for sure. Let me see. And I'm going to wrap this up here in a second. Sorry, y'all. Carson Schwetzinger, they have him at 52 now. Barrett Carter. Jack Kaiser is a sleeper. Cody Lindenberg is nice. Danny Stutzman's a guy that intrigues me too. After that, I'm kind of good on him. I would rather see McGee get an opportunity, but Demetrius Knight's a beast. Carson Schwessinger is a beast. Chris Paul Jr. is a beast. Barrett Carter fell off so bad. I don't know why. But yeah, Jack Kaiser's a stud too. If you're going to get like a starting linebacker, it's probably going to be in the second, unless you're taking one in the first, which I would be like, whoa. But you're probably taking one in the second, which is crazy. Josh, next week opening of free agency, who is the first free agent signing with the Commanders in your opinion? If it's someone outside of us, I want to go. I'll say big name, Charvarius Ward. Underrated name, Nick Westbrook-Akine or Will Hernandez, the guard from the Cardinals. That's my guess. What did we give up to land Deebo? 5th round pick and took on his current contract, $17.55 million, 0 guaranteed. Josh is in his bad boy era. No, never. But like, look, man, if people are gonna be ruthless towards me, like I gotta stand my ground. Like I gotta stand on business. Because people are ruthless. Give me Billy Bowman. I'm with it. Bro, I swear you tweeted about Deebo yesterday and I locked it in. I've been telling people for 2 weeks I was extremely confident this is going to happen. Ever since after the night of the Super Bowl, I was like, it sounds like this is the only place he really wants to go. We need to get Myles Garrett and ton that running back from Virginia Tech. I would love it. What are the best, most needed free agents available to go after? I'm going to say top ones for us that I would hope we do. If we don't get Myles Garrett, go get Josh Sweat, Charvarius Ward, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga. I mean, you could get Nick Bolton if Bobby Wagner doesn't come back. I think Darius Slayton is actually like high on my list too. Like he's top 3 free agent for me. Then I'm just also thinking about like guys who I don't think are going to be available. Like Mekhi Becton, I think he goes back to Philly. Lark Jackson, he's already off the list. Let me find like 2 more. Oh yeah, someone underrated that I've been talking about a little bit is Poona Ford, D tackle. If you want to add another guy that can straight up ball, you got to get Poona. Let me see who else. Aaron Banks at guard doesn't really move me. Poona Ford, there he is. Super cheap. He was the 5th best D tackle. He had the 5th highest grade in PFF last season. That's nuts. Tyler Tart's another guy I like at D tackle. Like I said, Paul Adebo is an under the radar kind of guy that I could see us swinging on. Like one of those like middle tier guys that you might not hear a lot about, but he would be there. Julian Blackman. Yeah, Will Hernandez, the guard, is like one of my depth guys. Because we have no depth on the offensive line either. Like we have I don't think people talk about the offensive line enough. It's not good. Appreciate you, Ahmed Brown. Hit that like and subscribe button, y'all. Appreciate it. Teddy Buchanan from Cal, another athletic dude. I have to see where they have him on the big board coming up. But I haven't watched a lot of him. But I know people talk like really highly of him. So let Bobby walk and give me Greenlaw. See, I just don't know if they would let Bobby walk though. Like I'm cool with it if you're getting younger and like athletic, like more athletic. But I just don't know if they would do that. I don't know. I would love Mooney. I would love Slayton. Now we don't need Darius Slayton. They have some dogs at corners in this draft. They got some of them nasty dogs you see at the pound, like athletic dogs. Yep, it was an obvious choice. Really wanted Lark Jackson, but he got extended with the Rams. Wanted we signed Jalen Moore from the Niners. So yeah, just think about all of those like 49ers connections. Like I said, I don't think Deebo's the last one. DK Metcalf needs to be a wide receiver for the Washington Commanders. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not gonna happen. Hendrickson. If anyone leaves the Bengals, it would be Hendrickson, and they should be punished for that because that would be so stupid. They should let T. Higgins go. If you're not going to pay him long term, you're just going to franchise tag him again, and he's just going to be hurt half the season and demand a trade again. They should let him go. But Hendrickson, I just don't know if they can afford him. Greenlaw, Bolton, and Ward would be a dream. I think that'd be a really good. That would help the defense a ton. Since you can't pay him at all. Nathan, appreciate the super chat. Said I don't like the Deebo trade. He's a cancer to a locker room. I'm telling y'all, man. I think there's such a negative and false narrative about Deebo. And I think people are going to actually see Deebo. He never once said he wants to be a wide receiver one. It's so easy for someone to make something up on Twitter and then everyone just believes it. I've been saying for weeks now, y'all have to be careful with what you see. Someone tweets out, oh, Washington has $120 million in salary cap. And then everybody runs with it. Hey, guys, Washington has $120 million in salary cap. No, they don't. They never did. Never did. One person puts out a fake tweet saying, oh, Deebo wants to be treated and catered like a wide receiver one, and he's a diva. No one ever said that, and that is not the case. He was never overweight. He's in season shape right now by 3 pounds away from being in season shape. This whole 20-pound Deebo's overweight, but blown out of proportion. I'm telling y'all, Deebo would play tomorrow if there was a game, and he would look amazing. I just really hope fans get to know Deebo and see that he's not all these negative things that people are saying. Oh, he wants to request a trade from the 49ers. Well, I'm going to talk shit because I'm a 49. That's how this works, y'all. This is how this works. He's not, I promise y'all, he's not a cancer to his locker room. And Adam Peters wouldn't have traded for him if he really thought he was a cancer to the locker room. I think guys are going to love Deebo. I think we will really start re-signing guys this year. I mean, we have to. And Adam Peters mentioned that at the combine. He's like, it starts with us, re-signing our guys. And they have to. I mean, they have to fill out a team. They got 28 free agents. Let's see. Am I the only one not a Trey Harris fan? Slows my. He ran a 4.56 or 4.6, something like that. It wasn't that fast. There's definitely other people I know that don't like Trey Harris, but I like him. From what I saw on tape, I like him. He just got to stay healthy. DK was never available. I want people to stop saying, oh, why didn't you go trade for DK? Or why didn't you go trade for you can't trade for a player that's not available. The only thing about the DK thing that came out was that the Packers offered up a huge trade offer for them or for DK. And that's they're only somewhat entertaining it because of that. Who we about to send them? They want a wide receiver. Who we about to give them? Luke McCaffrey? Their counter back to the Packers was we need Dontavian Wicks or Romeo Doubs. All of our wide receivers are free agents except Terry and Luke McCaffrey. What are we about to do? Send them a second and Luke McCaffrey? DK was not available for us. DK was never available for us at all. Call me crazy. I don't think we trade for Myles Garrett and we go after a rookie. I don't think it's crazy. I'm 75%. I think that's what's going to happen. I just don't think the Browns trade Myles Garrett. I think they genuinely are just going to stay in their ground. Get word from San Fran. Looks like Coleman will be at left tackle. Wouldn't surprise me either if that's what happens. I need to do something about that line still and the run defensive on the line too. Yeah, it's bad. Shedeur is going top 5, I think. First off, we're not drafting a quarterback either. Shedeur is going high. Quinshad Judkins, Jay Higgins, let the offensive cook. In a perfect world, you're getting Quinshad Judkins, Travion Henderson, Amarion Hampton, Dylan Sampson, someone like that, and a wide receiver like Higgins, or I'm trying to think of another really good outside wide receiver. I like Jack Beck too. I like Savion Williams too. I think people need to respect this TCU. wide receivers. All right, y'all. I got to hop off here. I got to hop off here and get back to some other stuff. Let me just see real quick. Yes, we really traded for Deebo. Traded a 5th round pick. Do I think Deebo's allowed to continue his podcast in DC? I don't know because that was in person. It was with Bleacher Report, by the way. Shout out Deebo's like technically my coworker. I don't know. That's because it was an in-person podcast with Livy. So I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna look like. I don't know. Do I think Abdul Carter's draft stock dropped? No. It wasn't bad enough to where they were like, hey, you don't need surgery. So no, I don't think so. Maxwell Harrison to the Commanders at 29 is a big possibility. Big. I like Kobe Bryant. He is a dog. I wasn't too big with his measurements and everything that came out of the combine. Wasn't too like stoked about it. Jack Beck is a stud. I got so much hate from Washington fans when I was at the Senior Bowl saying how good he looks. Everyone's like, no, we're never getting another TCU wide receiver. Blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, he's a beast. Jack Beck can play on my team any day. I love Beck and Savion. Yes. Thanks, Hot Fever. Appreciate you. I'm excited about this. I think y'all should be excited too. This is the real question. Deebo, we need the boombox in DC. If you can hear me, there is nothing I need more than a Sunday game day coming out to some Shy Glizzy out of the boombox. Please make this happen. Shy Glizzy on the boombox Sunday at home. Bring it with you. We'll rebrand it. Okay. Please. No, Eckler's coming back. I mean, maybe he gets cut. I don't know, but he got a 3-year deal. So he got a 3-year deal. Why are people hating on TCU? Because of Josh Doxson. That is the only reason. Because of Josh Doxson went to TCU, and because Quentin Johnson can't catch anything to save his life. That's it. Savion will fit our scheme as another Deebo, to be honest, but taller. Yeah, he's a 6'5", 225. I forgot what he ran today, but it was fast. So similar like role of Deebo, but yeah, different build, different physical traits. I'll say that. But yeah, same role. So I don't really see Savion really on the list anymore because we got Deebo. But give me a Higgins, please. If you haven't watched Jade Higgins play, please go do it. He has the footwork of a slot wide receiver, but he plays like Megatron on the outside. And he's fast. He's great at everything. I'm a big fan. I'm so glad he, put people on the map at the combine. Like, Jaden Higgins is a beast, man. And I'll give Jaden Daniels his boy, Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor and Benson Out would be a really good tight end. I just think Zach Ertz comes back one more year. I think it does. Definitely need that boom box. Hey, go ahead and bring Trent's big ass over here too. We need a Trent and Deebo boom box on Sunday, like so bad. Need that. Glizzy gang. Shout out to Shy Glizzy, man. He dropped the new track. Was it Free Car? That old Shy Glizzy, nothing touches that old Shy Glizzy. That white girl. Come on, man. I love Shy Glizzy, not just because he's from DC. Savion needs to work in fairness. Yeah. He did so many different things though. Playing quarterback, playing at Wildcat, did running back. He did everything. Shout out to my boy Rio. What's going on, Rio? Definitely gotta do something coming up here. Y'all never know what me and Rio about to do. We gotta do something with free agency. Maybe me and Rio do a live stream like a free agency wish list kind of thing, kicking up like a little free agency frenzy. Y'all stay tuned. Sub up to my boy Rio. I like Gunnar Helm, but he did not test well. He really hurt his draft stock. Ferguson really helped himself out from Oregon. OMG, I would kill to have Trent back. Me too. Shout out Trent. I do love Trent. If we get Amarion and Arroyo and fix the O and D lines of free agency, we're going to cook. Elijah Arroyo is one of those guys, fast as shit at tight end. He has no business being that fast. Savion all the way. Can't get Loveland. Give me Gunnar Helm. Yeah, I was surprised at how bad Gunnar Helm tested. He really shouldn't have. All right, y'all. I'm on to hop off here. Got a lot of shit I got to do now, but stay tuned. Probably definitely do something. I'll probably go live again tomorrow and recap the combine, do like a big combine and draft stream. But I appreciate y'all. We were live for an hour and a half, but I've got so much to catch up on now. Phone's going nuts. But I'll definitely be back. So y'all hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll go live tomorrow night, talk combine, talk draft. Hell, might do a mock draft with y'all. We'll see. But pull up, y'all. Appreciate all the support for this whole Deebo thing. I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited too for Deebo. And I just hope y'all don't listen to all that like fake outside noise of like who Deebo is. I promise y'all, this is a genuinely good dude. I'm hype about it, and he's ready to ball the fuck out on that deal that he got. It's a prove it deal. He wanted that. Like he said, I don't care. I want to ball and I want to prove people wrong. So he's beyond motivated. He's in shape. He's ready to go. And I think Cliff's going to cook. And Jaden's going to love him some Deebo. So I appreciate y'all. And I'll catch y'all next time. Hit that subscribe and like button on the way out. Peace.